You know what I like, don't you? When I look at people doing YouTube, people doing videos and all that, and people talking about people that I know, that I've been in prison with, sat with them, had dinner, sat with them, had a cup of tea, listen to all their stories and all that. I've been there, you know. I've been there with them. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to say that. Like, you know, someone the other day who said, hey, you know, you're so lucky, you know, because people talk about Micky Green, but you've been there with Mick. You've been there in Chelmsford Prison with Micky Green. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Micky Green was opposite me. I was in the ones. Micky Green was with Tony Edlin. Tony Edlin was the other side of Micky Green. And also this side of Micky Green is my mate Peter Lyons. Yeah, and Tony, I'm Micky Green, nice guy. Nice guy, always playing poker, Kaluki. More Kaluki then, in them days, more than poker. But it was playing I used to play poker as well, yeah. But a lot of money used to pass over, bits of paper with the amount of money they'd be gambling with. And there was good money, there was good people for the money. Micky Green was multed up, wasn't he? Multed up, one of the biggest, richest drug dealers ever, Micky Green, you know. And a nice guy. You look at him, just a normal guy, you know, and just like, it's like us all. We're all the same in prison. We're no different. We're all the same, yeah? We've not got no Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Aston Martins and all else outside your cell. You're the same as what we are. The only thing is, they've got a lot of power. They seem to have a lot of power. I like Mick, when I used to go down to the kitchen, Micky Green was always cooking lamb, beef, pork. He was always cooking something. Him and Tony Edlin always took cooking. And you went down there and you was cooking yourself a little bit of egg and bacon or something. Micky Green would always ask you, want a bit of steak, mate? Want a bit of lamb of that, mate? And all that. He was this nice guy. And to think that I knew him so well like that, you know what I mean? And people do go on YouTubes and they talk about these people and don't know who they are. Never shook their hands, you know, never sat in their company like I have. Like Jimmy Tibbs. Like young Jimmy Tibbs. Even the old man Jimmy Tibbs. Big, powerful, big man. That you know, that had Robert and John Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs as their sons. Big, powerful man, right? And young Jimmy, good boxer, got put away in prison. Jimmy Tibbs, right, now is very religious. You see him on telly, and yet I used to sit with him, you know, and talk to him. He was in the same shop as me at one time, and he's a nice fellow to play rugby with us. Do you know what I mean? It's so nice when I see him on telly. And when Gary Stretch fought Eubanks, Jimmy Tibbs was Gary Stretch's corner man. Do you know what I mean? And I was on the stage, and Jimmy Tibbs jumped up the stage to do the weigh-in of Gary Stretch, and I was there, you know. Oh, hi, Jim. He went, hello, Ray. Do you know, it's so nice, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That how close it is, you know. You've been away in prison. Everyone does videos about these sort of people, but you're with them. You've been with there. It's I don't know, it's nice, man. And it's nice even like Ronnie Bender. Ronnie Bender, I was in Chelmsford Prison with him. Ronnie Bender, people with the Krays. He should never got the bird he got, Ronnie Bender. Took a little bit with him, but the guy, you know, he was. All these people are legends. They're all dead now. Yeah, Jimmy Tibbs ain't dead, but Ronnie Bender's dead. They're legends, and them legends I've been around. I've been in his cell, shook his hand, been in his cell doing exercises, meeting them. You know, with Frasers and all that, all sitting in the same cell talking about old times. You know, it was so nice, you know. And I can talk about them and go, yeah, mate, I've been with them. I've shook their hands. You know what I mean? And it's nice. And when I see people on YouTube talking about them, I think, yeah, mate, you can talk as much as you like, but I've been with them people. I know them. I've shook their hands, you know what I mean? And even when I got out, I see Frank, you know. Down, where was it? Down, what's the club? Anyway, it was in Paddington, Jojo or something. Anyway, so yeah, see him when I got out. Him, David, and Patrick was downstairs in the club. Yeah, seen them out. Hello, Ray, how you going, mate? Do you know? It's so nice. The only one I didn't see when I got out is Ronnie Bender. Ronnie Bender, I never see. But me and Ronnie Bender were very close. I mean, Ronnie Bender was the captain. He was the captain of the rugby team, football team, cricket team, every team, basketball, every team he was the captain of, Ronnie Bender. Nice guy who should never have got the sentence he got from the Krays. The Krays made them all, you know, the Krays put them all away, didn't they? You know what I mean? They wanted them people with them, you know, to give them that little bit more power. But Ronnie Bender, nice guy. And you could go in his cell. When I first went into Chelmsford prison, and I went sort of like, got introduced to him, he said, come in my cell. I went in his cell, he said, what you got, you okay? And obviously I was at a bit of a state, because I've been on 1074, I was about 9 stone, I was all blue and black, you know, where I've been bashed up and the weight I've lost and all this, that and the other. So, you know, they felt sorry for me, yeah? And I goes in the cell, and Ronnie Bender said, look, mate, I have some sugar, some milk, you know, coffee, tea, you know, whatever you wanted, a drink, some cigarettes, anything you wanted, he'd give you. Because he had a heart, Ronnie Bender. He was a nice guy. And he was a guy, in a way, that run C Wing where we was, yeah? Everybody wanted anything, they'd always go to Ronnie Bender. If there was always a card game, they'd always go to Ronnie Bender's. You know, that's where you see him in there, Micky Green, Ronnie Bender, Frankie Fraser, Jimmy Tibbs, Alan Dixon, Terry Millman. They was all in there, you know, playing poker, kaluki, but as I said, more kaluki. And there was a lot of money that was always going over. And Ronnie Bender kept I forget his little boy's name that used to make the teas, but a nice guy. No puffery and all that in it, but a nice guy, young guy that had nothing, you know, but just made the teas, done the toast, done the sandwiches, went downstairs, done all the cooking, you know, and when they come back, he'd bring the food up for Ronnie Bender. Everyone in the room, Ronnie Bender's cell, Ronnie Bender, he'd always say, what, Bomb, tonight we got this, tonight we got that, you know. And it all come from the kitchen, from Jimmy Tibbs, Ronnie Malloy. It all come from them ways, you know. Ronnie Malloy would be in there gambling. Nice fella, Ronnie Malloy. I like Ron, mate. Liked him a lot. You know, he was a diamond, yeah. Even though he was a bit of a tight-fisted with his stuff, but he was a proper man, mate, you know. And, you know, that's what I liked about Ron. You know, you got these people that go to people's cells and clean up their cells and do things like that for them. Ronnie Bender had them, but no, there's nothing else in it. You know, Ronnie Bender should look after them. Then people got no visits, then people got no money, no canteens or nothing, yeah. So Ronnie Bender, Jimmy Tibbs, the old man, Frankie Fraser, all them people used to give every week, you know, because they used to make the dinners and do the teas, the coffees and all them things. They used to always give them something at the end of the week. Yeah, mate, is that for you? Give them something, Joey that, Joey this, tobacco, you know. So they'd always have a lot for, you know, they wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for Ronnie Bender, you know. Yeah, no, and it was so good. Even when I was, you know, there's people there, you go, wow, mate, well, you met them people, mate. You sat down and you talked to them, you know. And I talked to Ronnie Bender for a long time. And Ronnie Bender, you know, when he said to me he got involved with astral projection, you know, in his own thoughts, and he talked to his wife and all that, you know, and people are like, you're mad, you know, but listen, I'm not a person to say that I'm mad. It's what Ronnie Bender says something to me, and he had all his lights coming from the ceiling and bits and pieces, and he used to talk to his wife every night. He used to say astral project and all that, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people actually, Sean Atwood, if you talk to him, he astral projects. There's a lot of people that can astral project, and it does actually happen. You usually find that people that have done big bits of bird, when they're in their cell, singled up in the cell, and they're laying down in the cell, they disappear, their mind goes somewhere else, yeah? And all of a sudden, the door opens up, you've been in that cell for 2 hours, and yet it seems like you've been in that cell for 10 minutes. and yet you've been there. What you been? Where you been? You're not asleep. You're gone. That's astral projection, yeah. And so Ronnie Benders used to do a lot of it, yeah. I like Ron, man. I liked him a lot. You know, we used to go outside when they play rugby. You know, you got guys in there. You got people, proper people. You know, people that are legends, big legends. Terry Millman, big legend, mate. Involved with the Diamond Dome when they got over, you know, they tried to nick the diamond at the dome and all that. Terry Millman was the one with the boat coming across the Thames in the boat to get to the dome to nick the diamond, you know. And he died of a heart attack, Terry Millman, when they actually caught them all. The sentence that they was going to give him, too much for Terry. He just done a big sentence anyway, you know. And Terry Millman was one of the greatest artists that I've ever met in prison. You know, he was, people get locked away, yeah. You know, and they get a talent. They got something, they get some sort of talent, you know. It just comes out. My talent was weightlifting, power, rugby. They were my true talents that come to me whilst I was in prison, yeah. You know, and Ronnie Bender, you know, he was captain of all the teams. His talent was he could play any game, anything. He could. That was his. Jimmy Tibbs, boxer, in prison, keep yourself really fit. The old man, Jimmy Tibbs, playing badminton, weights. Get that, you get gifts, and a lot of other people's gifts are drawings and paintings. Like Terry Millman, he was a fantastic painter. He could paint, mate. He's like, just, they had a painting, I've said it before, he had a painting in his cell that him and a guy called Lou Swallow done, yeah? They done this painting of like trees and everything, yeah? And then this painting of what they did was faces. They'd done it all in faces. Absolutely thousands upon thousands of faces, all different faces, by people's reactions and the way they look and all this, you know. It was like, how much that was worth, I don't know, but it was too big to get out of the cell. Do you know, it was massive. So when the fire happened, they all got shipped out, so the screws had to get more like to knock the walls down to get this out. It must have been worth a fortune. You know, it's one of them things, you know, the Morey brothers, you know, from Labatt Grove, the Moreys, well-known family, you know, they was like, they wound up getting art galleries when they come out of prison, you know. They're fantastic artists, really good artists, and, you know, that talent they got from prison, they had it in them, but being locked up could do it, you know. The Moreys, my mate, he's always on YouTube. Do you know what? He's got glasses. He paints a lot. You see him on YouTube, little figures. He was my mate in prison. Do you know what? I'm terrible with names, you know. He was my pal, man. And he's well known now. He does all the papers and he does pictures on YouTube. And he's on he does big galleries, you know. The geezer's a proper nice guy, man. Proper nice guy, you know. And like, I love all these people that I met, you know. Tony Lawrence, you know, he was involved with the Richardsons. Tony Lawrence, the Brown Bear, used to blow up all the pubs and all that, you know. And everybody was petrified of him because he was involved with a lot of hand grenades and all that, and handguns and all that, dangerous. When I met him, when I come out of prison, driving about with him with hand grenades in the car, I've actually shit myself. Oh, you know, but meet him in prison and talk to him. I was just sitting in his cell for hours talking to him, you know, and like, and he'd been shot X amount of times in the head and all that, you know, and Fraser and him don't get on. And I had to watch him when he had showers, so Fraser couldn't get in and bash him up because I was had to watch Fraser, vice versa, you know. It was like, but Frankie Fraser, nice guy. You know, Frankie Fraser was a guy that never changed. It doesn't matter how long he'd have been in prison, Frank. He never changed. His cell was the same as the first day that he went in prison. He didn't have all his niceties. He didn't have all the carpets and the curtains and the bedspreads and the nice pillows and all that and the big radios. He had a little radio. Didn't have nothing like that. He had just spare necessities. And that was him, Frank. He didn't, the system, he beat the system, you know. He didn't want to, he showed it. Yeah, this is me. This is me. I'm not frightened of you people. I can beat your system. And he did. He got chucked out of Chelmsford for bashing up all the corrugated sheets when he'd watched the football match outside, come back a lunatic, tried to smash the nick up, you know what I mean? But what a nice guy. Another nice guy, Alan Dixon. Alan Dixon, a nice Canning Town that way, yeah? Canning Town, you know, with Jimmy Tibbs, Canning Town. Dixon's took over from the Krays, like the Barrys did, parking Johnny Barry when I was in Albany with them, you know, and the Dixons, yeah, Alan Dixon, big scar down his face, massive thick scar that his brother George done that, cut him, yeah? Your brother cutting you like that, yeah? But Alan and George, they had a little firm that took over from the Krays. And me and Alan used to talk every day because Alan was in the kitchen with me, yeah? And Alan, his talent was singing. His talent was telling jokes. He made everybody happy. He made everybody think, you know, well, prison is nothing, mate, you know? Just it's nothing to us. Just have a laugh, you know? And Alan used to sing. Every day sing songs, you know, and tell jokes and make everybody laugh and look at everyone fight. He's a nice guy. He wasn't flash or nothing, you know. I've had him on the rugby team, but he wasn't that good. He got bashed up a few times on the rugby team. He didn't like that, yeah. But nice guy. A nice man, mate, you know what I mean? Heavy man, heavy person, but nice. And when he left, the day that he left, got on the bridge in Chelmsford prison. The bridge goes from one wing to the other, one side of the landing to the other side, got on there and sung My Way. I did it my way all night. Didn't stop. Frank Sinatra, My Way, and singing with the guitar. And no one, the Screws left us. They didn't want trouble. They just left us. Alan Dixon singing, you know. There's a lot banging up, but there's a lot didn't bang up, you know. Singing all the time, you know. And everybody thought, yeah, what a nice geezer, man. Going out the next day, the next morning, he was getting ready to go out, getting out to meet his wife, yeah, after serving 14 years or something like that, yeah, for, I don't know, I think it was for protection rackets and things like that, yeah. And yeah, he's like proper Alan Dixon, big name, you know, another big names. All them people that I met in there, like big names, you know, and just good to me, all good to me, yeah. And like me for the person I was going in there 8-9 stone, and after the amount of time I was in there, in the kitchen, bash, the food, the weights, massive, yeah. Ronnie Malloy, I remember Ronnie Malloy, mate. The guy got down with the big silver bullion. Well, in the big silver bullion made, you know, absolutely fortunes they got in silver. You know, them people, man, you could proper gangsters, you sitting, they're there, man. They've been there with me all the time, you know, talking to them. And yet, as I said, people do podcasts and not podcasts, do videos about them, yeah. And yet I know I've been there with them, and I'm like, mate. In my life, I met so many people. You know what I mean? So many proper people, and there's no one now. Who's there? Who is there to say that they've met these people? Who? There ain't no one on YouTube no more. They're all gone, mate. There's only me left. The Rosa brothers. People ain't heard of the Rosa brothers. Ray Rosa was in B-Wing, yeah? The Rosa brothers, what, they were nasty, nasty people. Proper gangsters. They was around when Billy Hill was around, them sort of people. You know, old gangsters, mate. Yeah, proper old gangsters. And I was around them, you know what I mean? I like my old mate Lou Swallow, nice guy, looked like Rasputin, you know, but he would always make everybody like Alan Dixon have a laugh, yeah? And make prison not prison, you know? Like he would, every Sunday, he would get boiled eggs and put them up his backside and lay them in the middle of the centre. Everybody knew what he was doing, but it was part of it, you know? And everybody loved it and laughed. It was like different. It was so different. I mean, I got so much to tell people about what I've done for my sentences and the people I've been with, you know? There ain't no one out there, mate. There ain't no one on YouTube who can say that. There's no one on YouTube who can say. If people go, they run me down a little bit, run me down, but they're not even. They ain't got a clue. They've not even lived their life, mate. They're not even people, really. They're not even like, run me up, mate. They don't know, mate. They ain't got a clue. They don't know. All that, you know. What? They couldn't. If they'd come in prison, they couldn't live it, mate. They couldn't live the life that I lived. They'd be too frightened. Babies, mate. These people that run me down, this, that, the other. What are they? They're nobodies. They're nobody. They make me laugh, mate. They're nobodies. You know what I mean? I got myself, why do you worry about these people? They're no ones. They've done nothing all their life. They've done nothing. What are they? Who can they say they've been wrapped round? Couple of hard people. That's about it. They ain't done nothing, you know. I'm just happy, yeah, that the people I've been in prison with were all proper people, you know. People like, I ain't saying too much about Micky Blackmore because his son is always crying to me about his dad. You know, you saying this about my dad, that about my dad. He wasn't even born. Maybe he was, but he doesn't know nothing about his dad, you know. And Roy Atkins, another one. Roy Atkins from Labatt Grove. Proper bad people, mate. You know, and Kenny Beagle, Roy Atkins, Micky Blackmore, hitmen. They're proper hitmen. They, you know, they've been in prison when I was around them, but I got to know them. Roy Atkins come from Labatt Grove, which I knew anyway before I come in prison. Micky Blackmore didn't know until I was in prison, but I met him outside with my father-in-law. It was my mother-in-law, father-in-law's mate. Kenny Beagle, I met in the Scrubs years ago, and when I got moved to Chelmsford Prison, it's the next time I met him when he was finishing his sentence off, yeah? But a bad man, Kenny Beagle. Dangerous hitman, you know? And then they killed him at a hospital, you know? They shot him, you know, but he was a dangerous man that they had to shoot to keep him away from him. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's like, I've met loads and loads of people, mate. You know, a lot of people don't talk about these people because they're too fit. Pat, me and Pat Adams. I met Pat in Albany, yeah, years ago. And you know, Pat was a nice guy. He's a guy that always comes to me, wants something to eat. Pat would always give me something. Always give me something, clothes, socks, shoes, anything. Pat was one of them sort of people that would give you things. He was well respected in Albany prison, Pat. You know, I got him to do on the weights. I got him to look big arms. He looked good, mate, Pat. And when running around the exercise yard in Albany, right, we used to call him the antelope, the way he used to run. Fit, one fit guy, man. Muscular, Pat Adams, muscular as anything. And I don't know about people say he could have a fight, Pat. He wasn't fighting anybody, right? And he told people what it was, you know. And they was all a bit trash to him, Pat. And the last time I see Pat was in Maidstone prison, you know. And look, I've got to talk about another day, yeah, because it goes on and on and on about the people that I've seen and met, you know, been wrapped around them, sitting down, talking dinner and all that, mate. It's a great feeling, you know. It's a great feeling when I sit down and I watch my YouTube And I see these people talking about these people, they don't know, mate. They ain't got a clue. But it's nice for me, even when I talk about things, I don't mention them people a lot, you know. But when I talk about, oh, well, perhaps I do, yeah. But I'm allowed because I've been around them, mate. I've been with them. And the people out there, they ain't. And they run me down. They're nobodies, mate. I don't bother about them people. Bang, 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 good morning. Oh, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is. Yeah, nice one.